Depression. Such an abused word, isn't it? People often mistake grief for depression, and sometimes vice versa. But when you really go through depression, when you really feel that intensity of sadness and helplessness, you hope to be happier, to get over it, and you try everything in your power to not feel it again. But the truth is, once you feel it, you can never unfeel it. That part of you will always be with you, that phase will always leave a scar. And that scar can open up, and the wound hurts, making you nostalgic. So, what do? You wrap yourself in self pity and stitch that wound somehow and pretend it's not there. But it is there, and it hurts. It hurts a lot. After that, it's all up to you how careful you are around the wound. But society doesn't see your cautiousness. They make fun of you, they mock at your past, they call you weak, they poke at the stitched wound so much that blood finally oozes out of it. Now, you're on the verge of giving up. You're contemplating ways how you could give up. You turn deaf to all the beautiful things your mind reminds you that you are and rather give yourself 1,000 reasons why you should give up now. The blood is oozing out, you're getting numb, people are poking at the wound more. What do you do? What do you want to do? How do you live? Or should you even? These are the thoughts that linger in our minds when we are at a very rock bottom. But instead, try asking yourself this. Do you want your last memories of you assessing your importance on the basis of what society infers about you? Do you want them to have the win? Do you want to give in? No. Not when you're so full of opportunities because you're stronger than you think, more worthy than you feel, and so much more beautiful than you could ever imagine. So, what's next? You close your eyes, you take a deep breath, you look up, you stumble a bit, but you stand up, and you finally stitch that wound again. And this time, it heals. Not entirely, but enough to sustain society's irrational norms. And when you look at that scar, you realize that that very scar defines your battles, that very scar defines what you've survived, and that very scar makes you you. Trying to unfeel things, we become ignorant to our issues. We hope that depression would fade away with time, that it is just a temporary sadness. But when you get familiar with depression, you live in it. You squirm uncomfortably under the burden of so many emotions hitting you at the same time, but eventually you learn to be comfortable, to feel things. You learn to be comfortable with that part of your story. You embrace your emotions. And that is okay. It is okay to feel. And sometimes people can fail to understand that. But it is okay.